When you view this video, it is recommended that you hold a ruler with a millimeter scale in your hand. You will feel even more amazing. Best Micro Extreme Artwork, Hand-engraved 1 square millimeter portrait of Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln was an American lawyer and politician who served as the 16th President of the United States from 1861 until his assassination in 1865. Lincoln led the nation through the American Civil War, the country's greatest moral, cultural, constitutional, and political crisis. He succeeded in preserving the Union, abolishing slavery, bolstering the federal government, and modernizing the U.S. economy. This video shows you a hand-carved portrait of Abraham Lincoln about 1 square millimeter, which is the limit of the smallest artwork in the world. The size of the hand-carved works is only 1.55 times 1.26 millimeters, and the entire engraving area is only 1.31 times 1.03 millimeters. It includes portraits, 14 English letters, 8 numbers and 9 Chinese fonts. Although the font is not as perfect as laser printed, but it has achieved the smallest degree that the US used laser to print on green cards in 1998. The special rulers in the video show their tiny degree by moving or stretching, and describe in detail the tiny limit sizes of each part. You can easily know their sizes at a glance. Compared to a penny. Compared to a grain of rice. Compared with a grain of sesame. Hand-carved 1 square millimeter portrait of Abraham Lincoln. The diameter of 1 cent is 18.8 millimeters. The size of this rice is 6.25 times 2.99 millimeters. The size of this sesame is 2.1 times 3.62 millimeters. U.S. President Abraham Lincoln portrait. The size of the micro-engraved artwork is 1.55 times 1.26 millimeters. The engraving area is 1.31 times 1.03 millimeters. On the left is a hand-engraved portrait of Abraham Lincoln. The entire engraving area is only 1.31 times 1.03 millimeters. On the right is a portrait of Abraham Lincoln printed on a U.S. green card with a laser in 1998. The size of this hand-carved work is only 1.55 times 1.26 millimeters. The entire engraving area is only 1.31 times 1.03 millimeters. The entire portrait is only 1.10 times 0.73 millimeters. The head in the portrait is only 0.83 times 0.55 millimeters. And it is also carved with thick hair and thick beard. The face in the portrait is only 0.55 times 0.39 millimeters. The mouth area in the portrait is only about 0.08 times 0.21 millimeters in size, and even the upper and lower lips and philtrum are carved. The nose in the portrait is only about 0.12 times 0.14 millimeters in size, and even both sides of the nose are carved out. The left eye in the portrait is only about 0.15 times 0.18 millimeters in size, including thick eyebrows, eye circles, and eyeballs. The right eye in the portrait is only about 0.15 times 0.16 millimeters in size, including thick eyebrows, eye circles, and eyeballs. The left ear in the portrait is only about 0.21 times 0.10 millimeters in size. The right ear in the portrait is only about 0.20 times 0.11 millimeters in size, and the auricle level is carved out in the right ear. The bow tie in the portrait is only about 0.24 times 0.42 millimeters in size. In an area of 0.19 times 0.66 millimeters, 14 English letters, 8 numbers and a hyphen were hand-carved. Although the fonts are not as perfect as laser printed, but they have achieved the smallest degree that the US used lasers to print on green cards in 1998. It is recommended that friends with a little bit of curiosity please subscribe to my channel. The new video will bring you unexpected surprises.